Cast. Celtics win game two without Jayson Tatum. No Jayson Tatum, no problem. Celtics win 109-100. Take a 2-0 series lead against your Orlando Magic. Jaylen Brown, superstar in this game. He's usually the second fiddle in the playoffs. This game, he's Batman. 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Al Horford had 9 points, 10 rebounds. Porzingis 20 and 10. Missed a lot of free throws. Not great from the field. Still hasn't hit a 3 in this series. But he still overall had a good game. If you're at this game, you wouldn't be able to tell he had a bad game. Or a bad shooting night. Derek White had 17 points following his 30-point night in game 1 with 5 assists, 6 rebounds. Drew Holiday, 11 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Good game from him. Great on the defensive end of the ball. He was one of our better players tonight. Payne Pritchard followed his 19-point game off the bench, which felt a lot more impactful than the 19 points with 14. Hauser still hasn't hit a shot yet in the series, and Cornette put up 2 and 2. Paulo Banchero had 32, 9 and 7. Another great game for Paulo Banchero. Another great game for Franz Wagner, 25 points. Wendell Carter had 16 and 8. He's been sneaky good, but still not enough from the Magic supporting cast. Corey Joseph actually scored in this game. He had 7. Yeah, Celtics win 109-100. Big win. You're up 2-0. This series is probably over. Might not even get back to Boston for Game 5. Hopefully they finish out in 3 and 4. And hopefully Jayson Tatum returns for Game 3, even though fans want him to sit for Game 3 because they won Game 2, just to let that bone bruise rest a little more. What do you think they should do with the Tatum injury?
Honestly, yeah, I agree that with the fans here that they should just rest him. If we can still win without him, there's no point in him getting re-injured or the injury worsening. Especially now that we're 2-0, I think that we have a lot of room to work with, even if we lose another game.
Yeah, it's really annoying, honestly. Jaylen Brown was magnificent this game. That's the most healthy he's looked all year. Like not just you know, since February, January, since before his knee injury. Most explosive and healthy he's looked all year. His handle was very tight. His 3 ball was going in, which it's never had throughout this season. That was an amazing Jaylen Brown outing. That was the Finals MVP from last year.
I mean, yeah, Jaylen Brown definitely filled in for Jason Tatum that game. I remember watching him, and I thought that his performance was insane.
Yeah, I mean, but it sucks because it's JB looks really good, and then Tatum immediately gets hurt.
Yeah, it definitely sucks, but this is still. I mean, we're still early, so I'm hopeful that Jason Tatum will come back maybe Game 4.
Yeah, I hope he just comes back Game 3. Honestly, I think Game 3 is he said it's his favorite games in series. It's when usually they're the home team, so the home team becomes the road team. It's his favorite game of the series. It's like a first playoff game for the home team pretty much. The fans are in it. They're ready to go.
Yeah, I agree with you that it would be good for Jason Tatum himself, but I think it's a big risk to play him Game 3 for the Celtics, especially because if he gets re-injured, it could be worse, and they could be out for the entirety of playoffs, which would be really bad. I think the best move for the Celtics right now would just be to keep him out for Game 3, and if we win Game 3, keep him out for Game 4.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about how good Paulo Banchero was in this game. I feel like this game we only won by 9, but it didn't feel as close. But I still think Paulo Banchero playing this way, if he plays this way in Orlando, could maybe get them a game. Especially Paulo and Franz, they've looked magnificent. Franz was kind of iffy last year in the playoffs against the Cavs in that 7-game series loss, but I believe that Paulo it might have the potential to be a top 10 player in the NBA if the team around him gets a little bit better at shooting the basketball. Like KCP is terrible. KCP is terrible. KCP is so bad. Like he said after the game, they asked him about him getting booed. He's like, "Yeah, I must be doing something right if they're booing me like that." No, you just injured Jayson Tatum and now you're 0 for 9 in a playoff game. Or you ended 1 for 9, but he was 0 for 8 in 0 for 6 from 3 and 0 for 1 from the free throw line. They pulled up that stat. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah,
This guy was one of the premier pieces on the Denver Nuggets championship team just 2 years ago.
I would definitely recommend him buying a bulletproof car if he decides to go into Boston ever again.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully they don't in Game 5. But, got to be better. You got to be, especially you only lost by 9. You're a role player that average. How much does KCP average? I'm going to look it up real quick.
Probably terrible.
No, it's probably not terrible. He's not a bad player. He's had a down shooting year this year. But let's see. He averages 8.7. So, yeah, it'd be almost overtime if you could put up just your average. And that's, I believe, a down year. He had 10 plus for 3 straight seasons.
Yeah. I mean, now you mentioned his average is 8 points and he only scored 3. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, not a great player, this KCP.
I mean, how long did he play for those 3 points?
It was 35 minutes to score 3 points. I could do that, KCP. That's just 1-3. I can hit 1-3 in 35 minutes.
I think we could sub you out for him and.
Well, I know you couldn't, Matt. I know.
Okay.
I know I could.
You definitely could. I mean, come on now. If we're scoring that, I have to get a 3 in there.
No, you can't. You can't even get it to the rim on a 3-point shot, Matt. I haven't even seen you ever shoot a 3.
We'll bet on that later.
I've seen you shoot in the paint only.
We'll bet on that later. But, yeah, definitely terrible performance from him.
Yeah.
Looking at it. In fact, from that Tatum injury earlier, I think that, I mean, if he didn't miss the 3 throws, he's been, performing, like giving the Celtics points pretty much.
Yeah. But, at least on a more Celtics note, Jaylen Brown was awesome. Yeah, that's all that matters. KP scored 20 points. He didn't have 7 points like he did in Game 1. So KP can score.
I think without Tatum, the individual performances from the rest of the team really shined.
Yeah. Let's go head towards the other NBA games. Cavs won 121-112. Rockets won 109-94. This Cavs game was pretty close, which is not good for the Cavs. They had a 16-point lead, and they had the Heat tied up at the start of the 4th, I believe. And then the Cavs pulled away. But, I don't think playing competitive with the Heat is a good look at all for the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially at home. Like, that's not good. Like, they don't – like, if the Heat are competitive with you, that's not a good sign. That proves the point that the Cavs are a regular season team. Yeah.
Yeah, the Cavs were number 1 seed, right?
Yeah, in the Eastern Conference. The best record in the NBA is OKC. Pacers take a 2-0 lead over the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Thunder take a 2-0 lead over the Grizzlies. This time they don't win by 50. They only win by 19. Womp womp. Memphis Grizzlies, they're terrible. Lakers take Game 2. But, all that matters for the road team in the playoffs in the NBA is just to take one of those 2 for the road team. And then because that means you steal home court. So, good for the Lakers not dropping down 0-2. That would have been bad. Luka, I believe, was really good in this game. Shout out to Luke. And, yeah, good playoffs so far. Really good playoffs. I love the physicality now.
A lot of good games. Get the Lakers, Game 2.
So, Celtics Game 3. What are your predictions for Game 3 in Orlando?
I think we're going to win it.
Yeah, Game 3.
I mean, we haven't really seen any evidence that the Magic has really found any of their weaknesses, if we have any, and hasn't really gotten any edge over us so far. We could give the game to them just because winning 3 games in a row is pretty impressive, and I'm a little superstitious on that. But I'm going to say it's going to be close, but we're going to win the game.
Yeah, should be a win. But, NBA playoffs, anything can happen. Anything can happen in the NBA playoffs. Orlando has proved that they're good enough to get a win. You always play better at home. Role players play better at home. And we have role players that might not play better at their place. KP actually has gotten injured, I believe like 2 out of the 3 times we played Orlando the past 2 seasons since we've had him. He had a pretty bad calf injury in the in-season tournament game or in-season tournament group play game in Orlando last year, over a year ago. Little 2023, I believe that was the year still during that date. That caused him to miss, I believe, like 5-6 games. But yeah. Oh, it's feels good to be up 2-0 though. Even with
Yeah.
that was my favorite one of the season with no Tatum.
I mean, now that wasn't Tatum your favorite player?
Yeah, but it feels like a gritty, hard-nosed playoff win and win without your best player against a team like that. That's that physical. That's playing you that tough. Orlando has beaten us a lot the last 2 years. Like they've kind of had our number the last 2 seasons, last 3 seasons really. Since the 22-23 season, they've beaten us like more times than we've beaten them. I believe they beat us before Christmas. Bataz had his neck over Porzingis's, or had his hands on Porzingis's neck, trying to choke him out. It's crazy. Like they do not like us.
Yeah, no, they the Magic has been playing rough. Once again for game 2. I think it's definitely just gonna be a theme for the rest of the series. Hopefully, we can get past it though. And I mean, we are getting past it. I mean, yeah, up 2 games. It's gonna be a really tough path to victory for the Magic.
Yeah, you know, it's you gotta win 4 and you can't lose 2. That's not gonna happen. Uh, Orlando's probably done for. They could get a game in Orlando though. That could happen. They could get a game in Boston if it goes back to Game 5. Who knows? But they're not gonna win this series, and that actually kind of scares me a little bit because Orlando has nothing to lose now, and they already took out Tatum. So what happens next? Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about how Porzingis got his head cracked wide open
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
in this
everyone
game.
was cheering him on as he was bleeding out.
Yeah, it was a WWE entrance kind of thing. And then he came back out with a little patch on him. His nickname's a unicorn. It looked like his unicorn got teared out.
I mean, yeah, this man just he gets injury after injury like that. I feel like.
Yeah, but this one, he said he needed 5 stitches after. He looked like Frankenstein. I believe he came back into the game too, which
Yeah, I
is
mean, it was a big
impressive.
tear in his head, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he had the patch. He had it patched up. And he
He
had
get
the
a
stitches already.
bloody nose too.
Oh no, he's been had that. He actually got that against in the regular season. I forget against exactly who. But yeah, he got elbowed in the nose in the same spot on the floor too. So yeah, people don't like Porzingis' face, I guess. But yeah, show some toughness, KP. And yeah, Peyton was really good again in this game. He's got to be getting the playoffs for us to be successful. Peyton Pritchard is very important. And yeah, Derek White was really good too.
Yeah, I mean, we were all like I said, without Tatum, I think the rest of the team really shined. I think the team has always had that ability in them. It's just Tatum is not carried, but he scored so many points it kind of took away some opportunities from them.
Yeah, I mean, it they played they have a good record actually. I know you don't know this stat probably, but the last 2, 3, 4 years, just say 3. Whenever either one of Brown or Tatum are missing in the game, they have like a crazy good record. You probably could guess this, but when one guy's out, everybody else's senses heighten. So it becomes harder to beat a team when one of their top guys are out, because then that means other guys are doing stuff that you haven't seen before.
I mean, they definitely feel less safe in what they're doing, and that definitely leads to better performance from the players. I'm sure going into it, the Magic probably thought that they had a better chance at winning this game, and the Celtics shut them down on that.
Yeah. J- uh, yeah. I kind of expected them to win this game, though. I don't know. I felt like this definitely should have been a win, and it was. I'd say should have, like we lost, but
I mean, yeah, we still
had the vibes of it.
beat them by what, 9 points?
Yeah, it felt like more though.
Yeah, I mean
You won the first game by 17. That felt like less.
the entire game, Magic was playing catch up with us, and I don't think there was any a point where they got the upper edge.
Yeah, that's kind of been we can never really pull away though.
Yeah, I
Just
mean
kind of
we kind of stay within the 10-point range for the entire game.
it's like
So
we're up by 8 or 10, and then they cut it down to 2, and then we're back up by 8, and they cut it down to 2, and then we're back up by 12, and they bring it down to tie game.
but you know what? I'd rather that than us being down by 10, 15 points. And I think it makes for a better game too. Like,
It could happen though, because it wouldn't be a terrible spot to be in, because Magic go through spots where they just don't score for like 6 minutes.
yeah, it's definitely, like you said, the tough offense from them really makes their team struggle. I mean, like I said before, they can have a great defense, but if they can't score, we're just gonna roll them.
Yeah, I mean that's what should happen. Like we're the better team. It's a 2 versus 7, even though they really should be like a. They were the 3 seed in January. And then they had all those injuries. Like Paulo only played 30 games this year out of 82. Franz didn't play a whole lot. His brother Mo Wagner, he has a brother on the team. Mo Wagner is good too. Not close as good as him, but he's way more dirty. And he got hurt in the beginning of the season. Jalen Suggs, talked about him, I believe, last podcast. Jalen Suggs is a good point guard who plays dirty and great defense.
It's almost like reverse karma.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, Mo Wagner. I believe last year, Jayson Tatum was like to the ref when they're lined up at the free throw line, and he's like they're trying to box each other out, and he's like pushing them before even the free throw shot, and Tatum's like he's pushing me, and Mo looked over and said thank you. Like they're crazy, and they're also I wonder if Franz, if him being in the Olympics, the main. He's the best player on the German team in the Olympics, so he gets to be like the superstar. He gets to be like the Paulo Banchero of the Jayson Tatum. I wonder if that will help him in this series because clearly the Celtics are making it so. Hey, the only way you guys can beat us if those two can outscore us, Paulo and Franz. So I wonder if that will help Franz because he is used to carrying Team Germany.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to carry anymore.
No, I mean like he'd take on the carrying better.
Oh, I see what you
He's
mean.
done in the past.
I mean, yeah, but he has another guy supporting him this time.
Yeah, but I mean, the both of them have to carry. That's what the Celtics are making them play. They're making only
yeah.
Paolo and Franz be scorers and nobody else.
I'd imagine if one of them gets injured, it's pretty much wraps.
Yeah. Oh, and Al Horford got knocked over in this game by KCP also.
I would also be scared of a scenario where, especially with how much they're fouling us, that they foul out and then they don't have their star player, and then what does Magic do then?
Oh, and they're just dead in the water.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, and they just can't score. And that's also, both those guys are great defenders, so they also lose a great tall defender because they're both 6'10". Paulo's 6'10". He is a massive human being. He just needs his jump shot to get a little bit more efficient, and then he'll be up there. And just the team to like find more shooting so they can't pack the paint against him. Like, and he's a great passer already because they've asked him to be a playmaker these past 3 years, like to be pretty much the lead main guard, and it's developed his playmaking to like great levels.
Yeah.
Paulo's from Seattle too, dude. He's a cool dude.
Paulo and France are definitely
France, not France.
France.
His name's France.
Yeah, it's France now. But yeah, they're definitely two solid players. And I think are the reason why the Magic is a better team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's facts. Facts, my dog. That's a reference from the Garden Report. That's if you want to know the lore of it, Rob Williams, a former starting center for the Celtics a few years ago, just 2 years ago. He was asked a question reporter he didn't understand, so he said, "Facts, my dog," and then they moved on to the next question. But yeah. Any closing thoughts?
No, I think that's it.
Nothing.
I hope that Boston wins Game 3 in Orlando.
Yeah. Well, the Celtics play in Orlando, I believe. Wednesday. What was Wednesday's date? Like the 23rd. So they play on Friday. Yeah, they play Friday. Friday night.
Friday night Orlando game.
Friday night in Orlando.
Oh boy.
Near Disneyland or Disney World. What's in Orlando? Disney World or Disneyland?
It's Disney World.
Disney World.
They got a bunch of stuff over there. They got Disney World.
Celtics looking to take a commanding 3-0 lead. See you next time.